Hello, all you beautiful people. It has been some time, and there has been a lot happening. I could cry right now. I feel like crying right now. Um, so many ups and downs. Honestly, it's the way you look at it. At first, I was seeing it from. At first, I was seeing it through the lens of like how this is happening to me and not for me. And it was really getting me down. But even before things kind of blew up, it was really like a daily battle with my own self, how I'm progressing in life, how I am on my spiritual journey, where I'm at in life. I was just like not happy, and I wasn't seeing the bigger picture. And every day was just like a fight with myself. And like, I'm disappointed, or I'm not doing enough of this, and my life isn't looking like this. And I don't know, I keep having those moments where it's like I'm good and I'm starting to feel the bigger picture and everything, and then next thing I know, like it seems like this reality hits and things just shift for me and are different in my everyday life that don't reflect the magic that I wish to feel in my life. But regardless, that's all about mindset change, shifting your perspective, how you view things. And that's literally what Spirit came, just like really shook up my entire thing again, like just, yeah, completely shook it up. And I had to face it and really acknowledge it, and then transmute, heal, grow, move on. Honestly, where it really began was like my everyday battle. I was experiencing the bliss and magic of channeling and connecting, and it was to the point where it was easy and effortless, and like I wouldn't say effortless, but it was easy, and I could feel the connection. I could feel the stimulation of the magic that was coming and like happening within me and everything like that. And it felt like slowly but surely the connection started to get cut off. And I was confused and like really trying. And this is also when I was in a group space where I started to feel this energy of like performance. Like people are only doing spirituality as a performance to show people that they're this way, to show people how connected they are, or it was really performance based, and I started feeling that, and so I had to back away from that. But once I backed away, it was like the magic in my life just started being sucked away from me. And every day, I felt like every second, every minute, every hour to every day just felt like more and more magic being vacuumed out of my life. And my connection to spirit that I felt was like being like slowly chopped at until it completely just gone. And like that's also a perception. It's not ever really gone. It's just about you tuning in to listen to it. But I wasn't doing that. I was just so focused and worried about feeling the loss of the connection that it was just messing up. It was just like really affecting everything else in my life and myself, how I was taking care of myself. Honestly, you could say like it made me depressed and made me feel just like, how do I say it? It just made me feel like I want to give up. Like I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to I just I'm tired of experiencing all these ups and downs and things like that. But then I was also fighting with myself because the higher self and the magic still does exist within me. So that's where the fight came in, because it's like I've experienced magic. I can't deny that. All I have to do is shift my perspective, but it felt like it was too hard to shift my perspective. Like this situation just can't be shifted. This situation, like that was the battle. It's like yes, it can, but no, it can't. And so yeah, that really shifted me into like a state of paralysis and like just stuck and just allowing my fear to just ramble within my mind and in my body. And then I began to like feel the deep sadness of not feeling as connected as I had just grew into. Everything just deteriorated. It felt like in my eyes. And then our apartment flooded. Granted, I was very thankful that it didn't mess up a lot of stuff, but we ended up having to leave out of our place immediately, have no family out here, have nowhere to go, have a baby. That was a lot. It honestly put me back into the state of like when I was homeless and by myself again. But it kind of amped it up because it was like, okay, now I have my daughter with me, and like, wow, I'm in this situation again, and now I have a baby with me. I never want to be in this place. And that is something like that I was super stressed about. Like, I never want to be, I never ever again want to experience homelessness. I never ever again want to experiencing not having something that provides a safety net and everything for myself. So to experience that loss for myself again, and then also with my daughter in it, was like almost, it felt like too much. It felt like too much. And I was already like, I was already in a space of like functioning through life. Like I was barely, barely, barely getting through the day and things like that. I was very frustrated with parenting, just like handling my daughter and all the emotions. It was just so much. It felt like so much was being packed onto me, and it felt like I was like being sent back into traumas that I experienced in the past. And of course, now that you think about it, it's like, it was meant for that to heal. And then fast forward, so then the best solution was for me and my daughter to go back home with family to Cali. And that was a beautiful experience, but also very triggering, very confronting. But it needed to happen. It was like, I just felt like I literally got like thrusted into past scenarios, homelessness, living with someone for an undetermined amount of time, dealing with family issues and family drama, family attacking you, attacking me, instead of attacking you, family attacking me. It was honestly like my most traumatic years all over again. And it was like, in those past moments, I really vowed to myself that I would not allow myself to experience this again. And here it was, like, I felt like I was just pushed into it. And granted, it wasn't for the lengthy amount of period that I experienced it originally, but it was just like spurts and bursts of like experiences that I had of like, here's this experience, this experience, this experience, this experience. And I was just overwhelmed. I was on E. Like, I can't even say that I fully recovered now. But at least now I'm working on, like, not working on it, but I'm in a better space. My perspective has drastically shifted, and I'm beginning to now understand what I needed to understand. And yeah, that's just like what I'm working on. That's honestly how I'm feeling. If you could hear my daughter screaming in the background, probably need to let out a good cry. Yeah. There was some past lessons that I needed to learn or relearn. I guess I was being tested. I have no idea what it was. I just know that it was an unfavorable experience that I never want to experience again. Not something that I ever want to put my daughter through. Yeah, I'm ready to move away from that, move out of that. I no longer want to be in that cyclical repetitiveness of a cycle, especially because I have not experienced that in such a long time. It was just like shocking to even be in that specific scenario. But of course, there was also benefits to being in that scenario. I got to see family. I got to take some time away from the repetitiveness of household cleaning and doing things like that. I was really frustrated with that. The energy just needed to be shaken up in here and refreshed, and that's exactly what happened. Like, I had to pretty much redo my living space and everything, and it was time. It was time for the spaces to reflect me, where I'm at, where I'm going. And so, yeah, this space has just had a big refresh. Like, literally, the walls had to come down and be rebuilt. It was very symbolic and eye-opening. And I'm very thankful for Spirit for doing that for me. I did fight it. I was like kicking and screaming because it was like, whoa, this is a lot to experience all at one time in a moment. And like, I'm not prepared. I'm not emotionally prepared. I'm not physically prepared. Like, whoa. But I'm beginning to see the magic again. And what happened pertaining to me losing my connection or feeling like I'm losing my connection is because I had found out some information about the source of my channel and where I channel from. And that was like a beautiful experience. And so I immediately started just trying to tap into it. Nothing wrong with that. But finding out from which I channel, it was like so much more powerful than I thought. So much deeper than I thought. And so, like, Spirit literally just like made everything from which I had set up, like which I had connected before, go away. And it's like building me up into reaching into the higher dimension of the channel, and I have to completely redo that. And not necessarily completely redo it. It's like I have to access it in a different way than what I was accessing my magic before. And although that felt very disheartening, I feel like it's going to be beneficial for me. I feel like I still haven't really tapped into it, but I'm now in a space where I like my magic was never gone and never was taken away or deteriorated. It just, let's see, it just needs to be sourced and connected in a different way. And so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm leaning into right now. And honestly, my biggest thing has been ritual practice, like consistent ritual practice. That has kind of really been my downfall for some time. And so that's what I'm working on, trying to get into a consistent ritual practice for myself so that I can begin to stimulate the connection even further and see what that comes out like, because I know it's going to be beautiful. And I'm excited to already feel the magic that I am feeling again now as I am shifting my perspective and seeing my life from a higher perspective. I guess my time is up. Yeah, that's where I've been. That's what I've been experiencing. And I am ready to be back to share Spirit's messages, share my insight and my gifts with the world again. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so grateful for you. If you're watching, I'm very thankful. And I'm just sending that energy to you from my heart space. You're so appreciated. Much love, beautiful beings.